For most of human history, when we looked up at the stars, we saw mystery, we saw wonder, a sense of adventure. But today, well, the final frontier is quickly becoming the new front line.
So just think about this for a second. What if the next global conflict, the one that really defines the future for all of us,
what if it's fought in the cold, silent vacuum of space? And listen, this isn't science fiction anymore. This is the new reality.
So how in the world do we get here, right? How did this dream of peaceful exploration turn into a tense, high-stakes battlefield hanging right over our heads?
I mean, just think about the huge shift this represents. Not that long ago, space was really a two-player game. It was the USA versus the USSR, a big duel for national pride. But today, Earth's orbit is crowded. It's not just governments anymore. We're talking visionary billionaires, powerful militaries, and even AI, all competing for strategic control of the ultimate high ground.
and that leads us right into the new cast of characters who are totally rewriting the story of space. It's not just about NASA anymore. It's about private ambition and new global threats completely changing how the game is played.
It all started with NASA, way back in 1958, created to win the space race, and they did, with Apollo 11. But after that amazing victory, public excitement kind of faded, and the funding started to dry up. That created a vacuum that private companies rushed to fill. And at the same time, new military threats started popping up, which is what led to the creation of the U.S. Space Force in 2019. The game had officially changed.
And this really gets to the heart of the new space race. So you've got NASA still focused on good old-fashioned scientific discovery, but the private guys, they have entirely different agendas. Elon Musk wants to make us a multiplanetary species. Jeff Bezos sees space as a way to solve Earth's resource problems. And Richard Branson, he wants to open it all up for tourism. These are revolutionary goals, and they mean space is no longer just some government-run utility, it's a full-blown commercial frontier.
Okay, so why the need for a space force? Well, this is exactly why. As space became more valuable, it also became a target. Countries like China and Russia started testing anti-satellite weapons, or ASATs, which are designed specifically to destroy satellites. It was a crystal-clear signal that space was now being treated as a potential war zone.
And let me tell you, the stakes could not be higher. This isn't some abstract conflict happening thousands of miles away. The battle for who controls orbit has direct consequences for every single one of us, every single day.
I mean, really think about it. The GPS on your phone, that's satellites. The global banking system that handles your credit card, totally reliant on the super precise timing signals from those same satellites. Internet for millions, and of course, all modern military operations, it all runs through space. We've literally built our entire modern civilization on top of this invisible infrastructure.
So, what happens if that invisible infrastructure is attacked? The answer is pretty sobering. A targeted strike on just a few key satellites could bring our hyper-connected world to a grinding, screeching halt.
And the thing is, the environment up there is already unbelievably precarious. You have thousands of satellites and pieces of junk, all whipping around the planet at over 17,000 miles per hour. It's a cosmic traffic jam just waiting for a disaster.
Which brings us to this absolutely terrifying possibility. All it takes is one collision. Just one. That single impact creates a cloud of thousands of new fragments. Every one of those fragments becomes a tiny, speeding bullet, threatening to hit other satellites, which creates even more debris. It's a cascading failure that could, in theory, make entire orbits totally unusable for generations.
And now there's a whole new player entering the field: artificial intelligence. AI is already piloting spacecraft and analyzing huge amounts of cosmic data way faster than any human could. It's an incredible leap forward for sure, but it also raises a really profound question. As we hand over more and more control to these algorithms, who or what is really in charge up there?
And beyond the physical threats of collisions and debris, there's the invisible danger of cyber warfare. A hacker doesn't need a missile to take down a satellite. They just need a keyboard. The ability to disable our communication or navigation systems from orbit is a very real and, frankly, a very frightening possibility.
So, this whole new race for control, it's not just limited to what's circling right above our heads. It's pushing outward to the next great frontiers where, believe it or not, the rules have yet to be written.
That's right, we're going back to the moon. But this is nothing like Apollo. Both the US and China are now aiming for a permanent presence.
We're talking building bases, mining for resources, and using the moon as a stepping stone to Mars. This isn't just about exploration anymore. It's a flat-out race to claim territory.
And Mars? Mars is the ultimate destination in this new era. It's kind of seen as humanity's backup drive, right? A place to start over. But it presents the biggest challenge of all. When we get there, who is actually in charge?
Just think about these questions for a second. Who owns Martian land? Can a company just claim a crater? What laws apply if a crime is committed 100 million miles from Earth? The honest truth is, there are no clear answers. We are basically writing the rulebook for a new world as we go.
So when we look ahead, the next 2 decades are going to be absolutely transformative. We're going to see private space stations, way more space tourism, the beginning of mining on the moon, and maybe, just maybe, the first human footsteps on Mars. But the big question hanging over all of this incredible progress is this: will these achievements finally unite humanity, or will they just give us new ways to export our conflicts into the cosmos?
Look, this new space war isn't really about rockets and satellites. It's about power. It's about who controls our global communications, our defense systems, and the future of our economy. The battle for the next century isn't coming, it has already begun. And its outcome is going to define humanity's future, both here on Earth and everywhere else we go.